Hello my friends, 3KO Games here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video. I'm on today for two reasons. First of all, I wanted to just take a moment to celebrate that my channel has just cleared 750 subscribers. Amazing. Thank you so much to all of my loyal viewers out there for watching my crappy war hits and listening to me talk nonsense. It's awesome. I appreciate all of you. I thought today to celebrate that we would do a roster review, take a look at who I have on my bench. Last time I did that, it was to celebrate 100 subscribers. That was a year and a half ago. So the channel has grown a lot in that time. The game has grown a lot in that time. My strongest hero at that time, and the only hero that I had double limit broken, was Obicon 2. There was no Obicon Toon at that point. A lot of things have changed, but one of the things that has not changed is probably my favorite hero in the game is still a 4-star hero. A 4-star hero that I've talked about in recent videos, but actually did not use in the last war hits. If you can send me a message knowing my favorite hero in the game, you will be in line to be first on the second reason that I am here making a video today, and that is just with a quick update on these gift codes. So, we cleared 750 subscribers. Awesome. That is so close to 800, my friends. So close to 800. When I reach 800 subscribers, I'm going to release those gift codes. And here's the order of how this is going to happen. Anybody who has sent me a message on Line, Discord, or Facebook Messenger, and it has to be there, not just a YouTube comment, you will get the very, very first dibs. Send me a message there answering the question. My favorite 4-star, my favorite hero in the game in general, 4-star. I use them all the time, but did not in the last war, but I've talked about them in recent videos. So there's that quiz question. You'll be first in line. Shortly after that, I will release a video that has the whole code to any of my members on the channel. And then shortly after that, I will make that video public for everybody else to take a look at. So I'm hoping that this happens pretty soon, maybe even this weekend. Share the channel with your friends, everybody, and see if we can get that number up just a little bit more. Also, share the channel with the friends. Even when that code comes out, I want to just give a shout out to all the other content creators and their efforts to share this wealth with you, and what a couple of them have said. And I hope this is what is happening out there. I know it's just really tempting to like screenshot a code and just share it with your alliance, share it with your friends. One of the reasons we're doing this is to collaborate with Small Giant Games and show some goodwill, which is awesome. And one of them, yes, is to just thank you and help you out. But the other is to help us out a little bit. So if you end up getting a code from me or from anybody, congrats. Awesome. I hope we can get you some free stuff. Don't just share the code with your alliance or with your best friends. Feel free to share the video, share the channel with them, right? We're trying to just grow what we do here, and I want to make sure that everybody gets an equal chance, including all of my loyal viewers out there. So that is my request, everybody. Now, on to the hero review. All right, everybody, welcome to my roster. I have teams set up differently than normal. I always use my first team just to show who I'm working on leveling right now. So here's who I'm working on leveling right now. I just pulled Tora what was that last kind of big mega summon. I did a 10 pull in the birthday summon, and boom. I love this hero theoretically because of the additional damage to not two, but when there's mega minions or minions. So hoping to level her up soon and be able to use her against some of these big mega minion annoying heroes. I always try to keep a rainbow team here that I'm leveling. I don't really have a new-ish yellow. You'll see the rest of my yellows soon. But I was thinking back about Poseidon because of that line. Resist new negative mana effects. And there's so many of those going around. And resist new effects that block usage of special skills for 3 turns. And I'm pretty sure that is the same verbiage that some of the heroes that resist Bernadette have. So is this guy a possible, like, cheap counter to Bernadette as long as she stays sort of relevant in the game? Because I was able to randomly pull his costume, never did anything with him. Anyway, he could be okay. Head of Furies, that was also birthday summons. I already had Head of Furies limit broken on the regular side, and I just need to finish out the costume here to get most out of the costume bonus. Great healer. Somehow I've lucked out and gotten costumes for Head of Furies, Cleopatra, and Hathor, so my healers is very dominated by Dunes. And with their additional passives and the 100% or the 3 times on these skills, pretty awesome. I took Ma'at in the last Soul Exchange and got the dupe double versions of her and her costume 2 times. I think dealing the damage to enemies and defense down at fast speed could be really helpful. So working on her. And then Domi Ventus I've had for a little while, but I've been thinking about Insanity Wars and how I don't really have heroes that fight against that. But he is my one hero besides a little 3-star Saskia that can deal with Insanity. So I kind of I usually level Rainbow, but I've been going in 100% on my feeders on Domi Ventus right now. So we just opened up the limit break here so that once he gets all the way up, I can limit break him to full LB1. That's probably as far as I'll go. I don't know if we'll go to LB2. Anyway, those are the heroes that I'm working on right now. Some other heroes that have been sitting on and should think about. Shadowfang, I'm at 370. He's very good, slow speed. I just don't have the mats to level him up again. So maybe soon. That's why I'm going with Tora, because it'll be a while before I get her up to 370 and have to make the decision. Ursina, I've always thought about it. I like reflect heroes. I really like knowing that, this hero isn't that strong as a hitter by themselves, but if I just get this one talent up, this one skill up, another much stronger hero is just going to kill themselves. So that's what I'm hoping with Ursina. I love Cleopatra, and this is a second copy. So maybe that's where I go. On the blue side, Loki is definitely on my short list for the next visiting outfitter. I suppose I could finish leveling him up to 480 before that, but I haven't. So there he sits at 370. Would like to use him eventually. Skarn I also pulled from, I believe, the birthday summons. He's not great. He's not the best construct hero, but I do like this resistance against status ailments that block special skills. I like the very fast speed. So maybe. Also, some other heroes to think about in other colors that I'm working on or have been working on but just have not finished. Smart Tongue, I got to 370 and then just kind of ran out of tonics. Now I've got Atwood, so maybe Atwood goes before everybody else. I'm not sure. Cloris is also a good healer, of course, and Mystia is good against Bernadette. I don't know what Dolgoon's up there for at all. And then we've got just a boatload of reds. Rosanna, I just pulled. Orym, I pulled in the last ninja thing. Still sitting on an unleveled Pepper Flame. Cupido, I took from, not Fated Summons, but from Soul Exchange years ago now. I love Mana Control. And then keeping one copy of Eliane in that row for right now, because she's just a hero of the month, but she's pretty good. So these are all the heroes that I'm thinking about. The rest of my heroes are all just kind of random teams that some of them get used very consistently, and some of them I change around a lot. My last team is always my defense. I use Dular Fuller as my tank, Poppet and Dima on either side, June and Varus in the wings. That's just been my defense. I have a Titan team next to them, and I'll just rotate that by color by whatever day it is. And then I have some pretty typical blue, red, or green. Oh, I switched that around for a little bit, but like blue, red, or green attack teams in the next couple columns, and then just kind of some random stuff here. So there's a trip through my teams. Let's turn off the prioritized teams so that we can just kind of like take a look at who I have leveled in every color. I have many more heroes that are double limit broken than when I first did this roster review video back at 100 subscribers, when it was just Obicon. So Mortawitch, I love using Mortawitch against Mega Minions. And I'm finding that the slow speed isn't so bad. Because a lot of those Mega Minion type heroes, especially the shield ones, they're waiting for you to keep trying to kill, but then they keep healing, go around for a second turn, they keep healing, and they're chipping away at you. So eventually you'll be able to get that slow speed hero off, and then just, if you can hit them early in their mana charge, it's going to be a good hit. Remove their Mega Minion, replace it with a Mega Fiend, and it'll chip away, hopefully kill them. Dular Fuller I love as a healer. I love that she does some offense as well with that Corrosive Burn. Tamisha, just great big hitter with that Toon costume. Shazy Jing was my strongest purple for a long time. I love the quick dispel. I love the poison damage. Obicon, as I said before, was my first double limit broken hero, and was my tank for a long time. Still use him, trying to bait people into the counterattack. Especially, I might put some slow speed heroes on either side of him and try to speed them up. Darkfeather, of course, we don't need to talk about him that much. Shacklebolt, love the mana control, so Shacklebolt's there. Knave of Hearts is there, taking away mana, giving mindless attack. Hurricane, when he was at the end of when he was fashionable, I leveled him up. Now I only use him once in a great while. Deadboot, I pretty much reserved for my Titan team. If I had more purple materials, maybe I would actually limit break him. But right now he just sits as the last slot in my Titan team. Cyprian, 2, very good hero. Especially in 4-star tournaments. He becomes the tank in tons of my 4-star tournaments. I used to use him even in 5-star wars because his defense is really great and that counterattack's awesome. Goretooth, love the fast attack and the fast mana block. Shadowfang, as I said, I'm just waiting on stuff. And then we've got some people that I don't really use as much. Bara, I will still take in if like Moonbell is there, because you get Bara up and Moonbell can't do anything, and it's awesome. Ludwig, I never limit broke, so I don't use him as much as I should. Eventually, I should just limit break him and then use him at least in rush wars. Ludwig, Thonus, another slow purple hero. Dispel and hit. Lubu, love those fiends. But yeah, now we're getting into the people I don't use that much. Regard, of course. Kitty I like with the reflect. Proteus I do like because of the mana block. And Now we're getting into the, I don't know. So Tora is in that list of like, yeah, maybe I'll level her up. And now we get into the 5 stars that maybe I'll level them up. Cecilia, I mean, she gives some dodge. She's good. Tenebrae I randomly pulled. I don't think I'll ever do anything. Madame Geary is kind of interesting, even though a little dated. Another slow hero. Bastet pulled accidentally, but didn't get a costume, so I don't know. Ursina with costume I already talked about. Hulda, maybe if I get the costume. I don't really need that minion healer. Lepiota and Guardian Panther, I guess maybe if I get the costume. And now we get into like the 4 and 3 stars that I haven't leveled. And I really have been busy with 5 stars. So like I have enough 4 and 3 stars leveled to do something in the raid tournaments, but I don't really. I used to come back after leveling a couple 5 stars and be like, whew, let's just do 1 or 2 that are nice and easy, a 3 star and a 4 star. But I've been just like hitting 5 stars, 5 stars. I should come back and just level up a couple of these 4 and 3 stars. Certainly, Sharkai could be useful. It'd be interesting to try the Moth guy or the Insanity guy here. Dizzy is a Reflect hero, I think, right? Yeah. So, and that does it for my purples. Yellows. Got a lot of good support heroes in yellow. Vivica, probably my strongest here. Toon Vivica, just a great healer. June's just a Toon. And Taros, I like a whole lot. I've been able to take her in against Bernadette and resist that. I even take her against Fergus because as a cleric, she sometimes has the mana, what's it called? Mana shield. And sometimes that works. But then sometimes she can shut people down with that fast, mindless heal, which is great. Lemonwood, you all know about Lemonwood. I mean, if you can time him right and you can get the other team full on mana, he can just destroy a team. Cleopatra, probably my favorite healer. Lazara, good hit all. And a lot of interesting passives there. Guardian Gazelle, I took in Fated Summon and then used my first visiting outfitter with her. Li Zhu ahead of some other 5 stars because even as a 4 star, she is probably my favorite hero in the whole game. I do have the Toon finished somewhere. I never use it because this is the one. This is the one with Silence 3 for 3 turns. Plus all of this, her special skill or even tiles are going to dispel and do extra damage. Come on. She's my lady. Willow, I like to play that counterattack game. So you have to get her way up to 2nd level charge, but when that can happen, the stronger heroes that other people have can wipe themselves out. And then we get down to the nitty-gritty of like some 5 stars that I don't really use. I used to use Topaz all the time because of the minion removal. Kara, one of my taunt heroes. Of course, Goldie. Gotta love Goldie. Leidenbrock I use in a pinch as a healer. Divana I've used in a pinch as a dispeller. And then we have some people that I use, like I never finished Iron Maw. I use Esset only on Titans. No emblems, no limit break. Waddles I'll use in a pinch because I love that mindless that mindless attack, that shifting mindless attack. Jackal's on my Titan team. Anastasia's in a lot of 4-star tournaments, and then we deal with some people that I didn't finish leveling. Persa didn't finish. Maybe if I get her costume. Albin didn't finish. Maybe if I get her costume. Bai Yong. I still use Bai Yong as my avatar. I was really hopeful when I started playing this game. He was my first hero of the month that I landed. I was like, oh, he looks awesome. And he sucks. So he's up. He's leveled to 480, but nothing past that. Saskia, my 1 3-star little healer here that I have been taking in the Insanity Wars because she resists insanity and then she can heal and hopefully get everybody else's insanity down. And then we have just more 5-star and 4 stars that aren't finished. Leonidas with no emblems. Ithar not finished. Eloise not finished. a row of 4 stars. Bogart, I just use on my Titan team, and I should probably do something about that. Onatel, I was just talking to a friend of mine. Shout out to P Fuzzy, who was like, man, Onatel should have a costume. Yeah, she was a great hero. With a costume, she'd be super relevant again. Then we get into some yellows that I pulled and never did anything with, including Constance. She was way past her fashionable time when I pulled her. Cleopatra you saw before. The second Cleopatra, and Poseidon you saw before. Ojima I pulled way past when he was fashionable. Phaline and Rock could be interesting maybe one day. And in order not to make this a million hours long, let's just jump into the next color and mostly talk about the 5 stars here. All right, moving on to blues, who I usually use in my first blue attack team is down a little ways here, Mr. Guardian or Ms. Guardian Hippo, along with Poppet and Gelach. It used to be Guardian Hippo, Selimane, and Gelach. But I've got a couple other good blues here. Finished Toon Thorn to LB1, and I'm happy where he's at for right now. Head of Furies, I talked about. Starwalker, of course, good in Equalizer and just defense down. Good hit all. Alassi cleanses and takes mana down. Cabaret, man, I still just love me some mana control and slow speed, but that mindless healed to 4 is awesome. 9-headed beast. Oni Wakamaru I'm using all the time against some of the toughest tanks. I only have 1 though, so it's like my secret weapon, and by secret I mean it works 50% of the time. And I get to do it once per war, and then I have to either avoid those tanks or try something even crazier. And then we get down to the nitty-gritty. I mean, like Sobek, maybe? I did finish some tunes in blue with Kirill and Sonya and Grim, but that's about it here. We get down to people that I haven't leveled, like Lord Loki I talked about. I've got a second copy of Guardian Hippo. I do have a costume for Nordry. They're a little 3-star Nordry. Maybe I'll actually get around to him. Skarn, Construct Hero. Talked about him before. I do have a bunch of kind of like mid-level 5 stars here that it's like, oh, well, maybe. I mean, Kettle, no. Cedo, no costume. Another Head of Furies, another Cabaret, another Poppet. Himeros, Quinton could be interesting. Esme against Fiend could be interesting. I got another Thorn. Maybe if I could do another not visiting outfitter. What's the other one? Hero Coach and get Thorn all the way up. Theobald, another Reflect hero, but I just don't like that he's slow. Otherwise, I would be all over Theobald's Reflect Green. Now we are just scrolling through like unleveled 4 and 3 stars. If you see somebody here anywhere in the roster that you're like, oh my god, you have him, you never did anything with him, I use him all the time, let me know. That's just a second copy of Dawn, by the way. Greens! I don't have that many greens. Varus, Chikao, love hitting the edges and putting him to sleep. Moonflower I leveled up and I never use. Never, ever. Unfortunately. Siegfried I use all the time because I love that counterattack. Xandrella, I love the mana control on whoever you choose, and all the blue heroes. That's great. Snowball, I use once in a while. Snowball's on my Titan team. Increase the damage. Athos, I leveled up and I never use. Not a high, never use anymore. Ratatoskers on my Titan team. Phileas Fogg's on my Titan team. I used to use all the time. He's also in consideration for next visiting outfitter. Because it would be good defense down with better stats with a costume. Toxicandra I do use because she's a healer, and I love the mana boost. Catelyn, used to use her all the time, never anymore. And I did do some tunes here of Caedmon and Melindor. I do have Heimdall, don't use him ever anymore. Mahat we already talked about, now we just get into the kind of the icky stuff. Ginger, never finished. Smart Tongue, never finished. Bertilla, one of my first 5-star heroes ever. She wasn't so good. Um, yeah, Liana, no costumes. Then we get to even like Guardian Chameleon. I'll still use with a Mythic Titan, and that's about it at 370. And that brings us down. Oh, some unleveled 5-star like Mazoga, Mystia, Atwood I just pulled, and I'm probably going to do something with Atwood. Maybe finish Ma'at first and then go on to Atwood. Roz could be interesting. Chlorius is a good healer. We get all these 5-stars that maybe I'll just put in Soul Exchange. I don't know. Vainamoinen, I have his costume, but like I don't know. Eora and Fluffy, no. Francine, no. Second Ratatoskr, no. I should make a decision on which slow reviver I'm going to keep. I mean, I have Heimdall already. I could get the costume and then he'd be worth it. But then also have Mother North and Alberich. Zaline, no. And that does it for my greens. We'll go slow here. Again, if you see somebody that, oh my gosh, you never leveled them up. I have not leveled up a whole lot of greens in 4 and 3 stars. There we go. And then my 4 stars. I'm healthiest in 4-star land. Dima and Hathor, my strongest. Just finished Hathor. Love using her. Love Sharmini. She got a lot of crap for being slow speed and like because that paralysis takes an extra turn to kick in. But if you just keep that in mind, she can be awesome. Scoria, strongest red hero for a little while. Brimstone I use all the time. Marjana I don't use all the time. Hammerclang I should use more. Torben I use against a really hard target to make them weaker. And Guardian Kong I love to use against blue. We talked about Domi-Ventus already. I also have Phonexa as a healer and attack upper. Use in a Titan team and in combination with Torben to make one target super weak. Tedashiri, I would love to land the costume for Tedashiri. But still will use her. Zhao Tu, I love how she punishes healing. So I will still use her sometimes. Hohenwerf, I like the mana control, so I still will use him once in a great while. And then we come into the 5-stars that I just don't even use. And then some 5-stars that I've never finished leveling up. Rocket, maybe should do that. Cupido, maybe. And again, I think I showed this before. Quite a few good ones. Second Scoria, Hornfell, Serendite. There are good heroes in here. Cardinal Richelieu, another Zhao Tu, costume for Alucard, Ruffian and Nurgib, Ray. Lots of good heroes that I should do something with. But eventually. And that does it for the hero review, everybody. These are my heroes. Let me know again if you're like, oh my gosh, don't sleep on this hero. Get to leveling them right away. And again, send me a message. I will leave all of my handles in the description so that you can reach me on Line or Discord or Facebook Messenger, whatever. Answer that question. My favorite hero of all time is a 4-star. Definitely mentioned her right now and in the past. And that's that for now. Hopefully we get that number up to 800 really soon, and then I can release these codes in messages to people that sent me messages, and then in a video shortly thereafter. Thanks for watching today, everybody, and I hope you have a good one. We'll see you soon.